Hello. So, going into week 5 of the first Phorm Transphormation challenge, and I just finished a little like EMOM, which is every minute on the minute workout for lower body. And if you follow me on Instagram at Miss Strength Punishes, Mrs. Strength Punishes, you'll see I put it up in my stories. It's also in the first Phorm saved feature at the top of my Instagram page. But anyway, so I just finished that, so I'm like, bleh, just sweaty and gross. But that whole workout was about, I did 4 rounds, and it was 5 technically because I filmed a whole set to kind of use as examples on my Instagram stories. And the whole actual 4 rounds was 19 minutes, and then I did 15 minutes on the treadmill at a 9 incline at a speed of 3 to kind of wrap up the whole cardio version of that. And God, I'm smoked. But the point is, it's downstairs in my basement. It's just a little area. It's not huge. I'm doing it from home. I don't have a gym. I don't have expensive equipment downstairs in the gym. But my whole point is, like, I'm not making excuses, so you shouldn't either. You don't have to have, like, if you're like, well, 8 pounds isn't heavy enough for me. Okay, then add resistance yourself. So you know how to, like, I don't know why this is here, but my husband has it. So this is just a little lightweight ruler, but by putting tension in my muscle and flexing as I'm lifting it, it can feel like, I don't know, probably after about the 5th time of doing that, it's gonna feel like I've been lifting 15, 20 pounds with one arm. So it's what you put into it and the excuses you make to allow yourself to do that. One of the things I always say is, what you will allow is what will continue. So if you're going to allow yourself to be a lazy piece of shit, then you're going to continue to be a lazy piece of shit. And you're going to stand in front of the mirror and you're going to wonder why your gut isn't going away and how come this person can lose all this weight and this Instagram person is just blah, blah, whatever. Just stop. Stop allowing these things to control your life and start changing that. So one of the things I kind of wanted to touch base on, now I went off on this tangent, is something that my pastor talked about this Sunday, and I know some of you instantly are like, oh, here we go. So I'm spiritual, not religious. So if you're either one of those, great, listen in, you'll get it. If not, hang in there because it still makes sense. So one of the things he talked about was in Ruth, the whole chapter of Ruth in the Bible. And it's basically talks about how Ruth and her sister are with their mother-in-law, and they were married to her 2 sons. So her mother-in-law, her father-in-law passes away, the 2 sons pass away, and they basically are with their mother-in-law, who decides she was going to go back to where she's from. And so one of the sisters decides to stay. I mean, the mother-in-law was like, you guys should stay, live your life, don't come with me. I don't, and one of the sisters decides to stay, and so she kisses her and leaves. And Ruth cleaves to her mother-in-law and says, where you go, I will go. Anyway, it's outstanding. But he said, our pastor said, there's kissers and there's cleavers in your life, which means you're going to have people that have been with you all your life, and probably some of the most trusted people you've ever known. And one day they're just not going to be there anymore. And those are the kissers. Those are the ones that will kiss you on the cheek and they will walk away from you, even though they've always been there. And then there's the cleavers, and those are the ones that are with you no matter what, to the very end. So you have to understand who those 2 are in your life. And the kissers, that doesn't mean that they're always bad, toxic people. It just means that they're just not a part of that story. They're not a part of that chapter in your life anymore. So you got to understand who those people are in your life. And it's interesting because I just heard that this past Sunday, and my husband, who's very involved in social media, was talking to a guy who had this ginormous social media account, and he had sponsors and people were paying him to promote their product on his page and all this stuff. And then one day Instagram deleted his page, right? And none of those people are there to support him now. They're not reposting him. They're not trying to help him build his page back up. And my husband's been helping this guy because he's just legit funny dude and whatever. So it's interesting that when you have everything, how many people will be a part of your circle, and when something happens, how many of those leave, how many of them are kissers, and how many of them are cleavers. So understand that even though things might be great for you right now, if they go bad, who's going to be there for you? And so entrust those that are going to be there for you and build on that. And even if it's not a lot of people, like honestly, you know, I can count probably on one hand of those people that I would rely on closely besides my family, which I can also count on one hand, surprisingly. But anyway, you know, like my husband is my best friend, and he empowers me, and no matter what I do, he encourages me, and, you know, he's always there for me. So, you know, take from that what you will. Maybe it's just after post-workout rantings, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm hoping that it makes sense to some of you and that it helps some of you, and that you keep pushing on. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have 2 bad days. Shit, I had like 3 bad months, you know what I mean? But at a certain point, you can't allow that to continue. You can't allow that. So you have to move past it. So pick yourself up. Don't allow it to happen anymore. What you allow is what's going to continue. So don't allow that to be a part of your life anymore. Allow the healthier choices, the working out. Get up and walk. If you, like it says in the Bible, for those of you that are spiritual still here, pick up your mat and walk. You are no longer sick, okay? Tell yourself that. Even if you're not spiritual, pick up your mat and walk. You're no longer sick. Get your ass up, get moving, and do what you have to do. So that's all I've got for today. And hopefully that's enough for now. I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching and listening and all that good stuff. I appreciate all of you.